It's time to get the holiday planning muscles working again now, because it's time to cruise away once more. Welcome to the show. It's Derek and Joe.
Hello.
Here to make some getaway dreams come true in the next half an hour with some tempting trips over to Europe.
And what a time to start planning your trip. Break some holiday boundaries. Try a new cruise line maybe. Well, our team here at CruiseAway will always do all the planning for you, sorting out the flights, the city stays and great value cruises across the industry.
So in this show, 3 Mediterranean cruises, 3 different cruise lines, and all very tempting. We'll be sailing with Holland America Line and Princess later, on a new ship actually. But let's start some pinnacle voyaging for many, stepping on board Queen Victoria with Cunard for May in 2026. We're meeting her in Spain. So we'll start our 16 nights by enjoying the premium lounge at Sydney International before flying over to Barcelona for 2 nights in a city hotel there. Lovely. What a gorgeous, gorgeous city. I love Barcelona. It's a place that you can go 1,000 times. Honestly, I say this all the time, and get something very, very different out of each trip. There are always big events and festivals going along. Quite apart from all the landmarks in the city, all the attractions, the parks, the gardens, the beachfront, the waterfront, Las Ramblas, and just endless food choices. You know, lots of Spanish specialities to enjoy there as well. You lucky, lucky people. Oh,
I recommend the paella and the tortilla de batata. Very good.
Nice.
And then it's time to cruise on board beautiful and elegant, refined Queen Victoria for 14 nights. That's a nice amount of time to cruise, isn't it? 2 full weeks to get the full Cunard experience, and what an experience it is. I mean, Cunard are the originators of cruising, or the White Star Line, which is part of their brand. They were the first cruise vessels or cruise liners. So you actually get the heritage, which is threaded through the entire entity of Cunard, you know, from beautiful ballroom dancing, which you can either just watch or partake in, through to lots of unique experiences that are quintessentially Cunard. You know, they've got their incredible full-scale model, they've got their, you've got fencing on board, you've got a bookshop, you have the little miniature museum that talks about the history of the White Star Line and things like that, you know, the clock in the atrium. All these little touches make Cunard a completely standalone experience. It really is.
You're enjoying all of this on a sunshine cruise, of course, this time.
Yeah.
So there'll be a real contrast between day and night as well, because day will be very, very relaxed, enjoying the sunshine, enjoying, you know, the spa, the lovely destinations that you're going to, and then of course every night, you know, you've got this wonderful upscale romantic, you know, almost like a film setting dream, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it really does feel like you've stepped into an Agatha Christie film or something like that. There's something really iconic about being on Cunard, you know, and also the fascinating people that you'll meet whilst you're on board, not just of course the staff and crew and officers, but fellow passengers, you know, people that cruise Cunard love to travel the world. We're into Toulon in France as our first port of call. Known for art and culture, this lovely city is quintessentially French, and you might want to head to a bakery and get a cheeky croissant while you're there. Of course, they have some of the best baked goods in the world in France. We're into Livorno in Italy next, which is a stopping off point for so much amazing scenery and culture, such as Cinque Terre, the 5 neighbouring towns, or you can head over to Pisa, within arm's reach really. Ibiza's next. This lovely island has UNESCO World Heritage Fortress in the old town, famous for its nightclubs, but it has an amazing an amazing old town as well to visit whilst you're there. Next up, we are into Valencia, Spain's 3rd city. Now, the Cuatro Serranos, the lovely towers there beckon you into the medieval old town. There's the Plaza de la Virgin, which is stunning, and there's also the Fallas Museum. You've got to learn about this amazing festival. Barcelona, another day in fabulous Barcelona, and like you were saying before, Derek, there's never enough time in this amazing city. That's the Sagrada Familia, the incredible masterpiece of Antonio Gaudi, and you can also visit Parque Güell, pictured there as well. Palma de Mallorca is up next, and this is going to be a nice relaxing day for you. Head on over to the east side of the island where you can visit Puerto Sóller, and there's a nice little train journey you can enjoy over in that part as well. Or head out on a catamaran to enjoy the harbour for a day. Next up, we're into Corsica. this is actually the birthplace of Napoleon. So you can head to the Maison Bonaparte and learn all about Napoleon's upbringing and Napoleonic Wars, of course, as well. Messina, Sicily awaits us next. Absolutely beautiful. This is the gateway to Mount Etna. So you might want to head to Mount Etna and just, you know, do a tour there for the day of that incredible natural phenomenon. We are into Salerno next, which is the gateway to, again, visiting lots of archaeological finds such as Pompeii. Which is, my goodness, wow, the history there is unbelievable. You also got Sorrento not too far away. Got to try some limoncello whilst you're in this part of the world, by the way. Disembarking in Rome, and we've got 2 nights in a hotel. Limoncello is just one of the things on the very, very extensive menu when you're in Italy, because the food and wine and everything else is superb, of course, as many of us know, as is the history and culture dating back thousands of years. Where will you start? Well, there's just so much to enjoy whilst you're in the Eternal City. You won't want to leave. But alas, it will be time to go home after your thoroughly fabulous adventure. Of course, starting off in Barcelona, enjoy some time there before we sail through France, Italy, Spain, then into Sicily. Disembarking, of course, in Rome, enjoying some days in Rome before we fly you back to Sydney, Australia.
And of course, because we are talking about a Cunard voyage here and everything is, you know, very much cut above the rest, you'll be enjoying the premium lounges in the airports, both at Sydney International and in Rome Airport as well, before you then fly back, which is lovely. So, would you like your chance to voyage rather than cruise in the Med in style for May in 2026? As I mentioned before, you've got premium lounge passes at Sydney and Barcelona airports for this to enjoy as well, in Rome, of course, when you come back. So you're flying initially over from Sydney to Barcelona. You've got 2 nights there in a hotel with breakfast included, and then 2 weeks of Cunard voyaging on Queen Victoria in France and Spain and Italy, Sicily, Corsica, and ending in the port for Rome, where we will then transfer you to the city for a 2-night hotel stay there, and then to the airport, to the premium lounge for your flight back to Sydney. All of that. We've rolled out the red carpet here for this offer, let me tell you, and price-wise, we have delivered in every single way we possibly can here, because this really is a cut above the rest. This is a lovely way of seeing the Mediterranean as well, in the sunshine, and enjoying that lovely juxtaposition between the sunshine of the destinations and then the elegance of the evenings on board Cunard as well. What a treat. Here's the overview of the whole offer and your prices to upgrade as well if you want to go up to your ocean view balcony or the ultimate in a suite. You can only but close your eyes and imagine the luxurious surroundings of a suite on Cunard. And if you want more details of what that includes, talk to our team, 1300 408 765, or of course you've got more details on the ship and the different grades of staterooms as well. You can find those on our website at cruiseaway.com.au. But this really is one very, very tempting offer to see the Mediterranean and the Greek Isles in a very, very different way as well. I love the fact that we've nicely paced this holiday with the stays as well. You know, having the premium lounge at the airport before you fly off and before you fly back home, I think it's just a nice little cherry on the top as well. Just makes that journey a little bit more enjoyable, stress-free, relaxed, as a holiday like this should be. You should come back from something like this completely and utterly refreshed and revitalized. It sounds amazing. I am ready. And if you're ready to book, pick up the phone and speak to our team toll free right now. Ah, a dream.
Absolute
How do we top
dream.
that?
I know. Well, we'll try. We've got a tongue-twisting medley now with friendly and laid-back Holland America line for September in 2026 in Europe. Well, start your 27 nights of adventure by flying out of Sydney and into Barcelona, the Catalonian capital of Spain. We'll check you into a hotel to enjoy 2 nights in the city whilst you're there. And, you know, we've referenced Barcelona already today, but I mean, my goodness, it is, I mean, I was lucky enough to live in this city, and I have to say, endless possibilities await you in Barcelona. If you love architecture, you will be spoilt rotten. If you love museums, there's plenty for you. If you're a foodie, boy oh boy, do they know how to do food in Barcelona. Something for everybody. Great shopping there as well. There's a beach, there's beautiful mountains. It is a magical place. Then it's time to board the beautiful Oosterdam. And we're going to be on board for 21 nights, heading through the stunning Mediterranean. Just late summer, lovely time to visit as well. Oosterdam is part of the Vista class of Holland America Line, which are those slightly larger ships. Now, they're known for their smaller sizes. You know, some of those ships are 700 passengers. So about 2,500, which is a really reasonable amount. And I love the spacious decks on board Holland America Line. You never feel crowded in. I mean, you always feel like it's more of a personal service whilst you're on board this incredible cruise line. There's a real focus on quality sourced foods and wines, exceptional quality at the dining table, enrichment, you know, all of these activities that are thoughtfully curated for your whole experience on board. You know, whether you're relaxing in the solarium or having a massage up in the spa, they have a very extensive treatment menu, I have to say, in the spa. You can literally have, a lot of people don't realise if they haven't cruised before, but you can have your hair cut and coloured in the spa. There's a full barber service. You can have a mani-pedi massage. You can have acupuncture, tweakments. Like, it's all available. It's like you know, the most extensive 6-star spa that you would find in top hotels back home. I love that. And that's all available whilst you're on board the ship, of course. If you want to learn a new skill, they have everything from classes on how to use all the different elements of your iPad through to, you know, towel folding. So you can do those fancy little towel folds that you might, your stateroom steward does for you.
You can make a monkey when you get home.
No, seriously.
Out of your towels.
It's a nice party trick, though,
It
isn't
is good, actually. Got people coming to stay. It's quite a nice little talent to have up your sleeve, actually, in some ways, isn't it?
I'd be proud of that.
Yeah, very much
Here's
so.
your elephant.
Yes.
That I've put on your bed for you. Now, we're out of Barcelona, and the first port we're going to be heading into, which is the largest in France, in fact, in Europe, when it comes to port towns, is Marseille. Now, this is gateway to Provence, where you can, you know, enjoy some beautiful wines as well. So if you want to book a winery tour, speak to the explorations team on board. That's your shore excursions. Livorno's next, and it's pick and choose here because you can head to Cinque Terre, Florence, or Pisa within arm's reach, and you know, easily accessible on the train or with shore excursion. All beautiful places to visit. You've got to get the selfie of Tower of Pisa, though. Civitavecchia, gateway to Rome. Now, it's about an hour on the train, or you can book a shore excursion to see the Eternal City. Of course, you've got to see the Vatican City and the Colosseum whilst you're there. They are absolute musts, and boy, is it amazing to see that Colosseum. Then we're into Naples, and again, so much choice here, from Pompeii to the island of Capri and Sorrento. And Naples itself actually shows you lots of amazing history. A nice tour here to do is the catacombs, to go deep down under the city. Then we're into Corfu in Greece. Love the contrast of different ports that we have here on offer. It's quite a laid-back one, this, a top holiday destination amidst, you know, British people particularly. So you've got lovely beaches and you've got fantastic restaurants as well downtown. Then we're into Dubrovnik, where you can head out and see the Klavica waterfalls, which are quite beautiful indeed, or cruise the harbour so you get a lovely overview of the old town. But strolling around this UNESCO World Heritage City is a must. Next up, it's Montenegro, also UNESCO World Heritage. There's a wonderful hike all the way up to the castle if you're brave enough, and you'll get sweeping, imposing views over the incredible old town, the medieval old town, whilst you're up there. Next up, we're into Zadar in Croatia. This is not seen very often on itineraries, and I have to say it's a little hidden gem. Croatia is absolutely charming. You know, the fresh Mediterranean vibes mixed with something very different indeed. Next up, we're into Trieste, and we have an overnight on board, which is wonderful, giving us that extra little bit of time to enjoy everything the city has to offer, from the amazing Roman Forum through to the San Giusto Cathedral. The true Italian flair really does come alive at night as well. So strolling those streets and enjoying cappuccino is a must. Next up is Rijeka in Croatia, where you can head through the Rijeka tunnel underneath the city, which is fascinating. Or head over to Hum, the smallest town they call it. This is a really interesting tour if you book that one. Next up, we're into Split, also indeed beautiful Croatia. The ruins of the Palace of Diocletian are what this port is world famous for, dating back thousands of years. Incredible European architecture is why so many of us cruise this itinerary. Next up, it's Santorini. We can take a nice cable car tour from where the ship docks all the way up to the old town of Tira. And if you miss Tira, you are missing Santorini. You've got to head to that old town and see what the fuss is all about, because it's amazing. Mykonos is next. Also quite a sleepy, relaxed vibe in this port of call. You've got the island of Delos neighbouring, which is, you know, an island of incredible folklore and history. You can learn about, of course, the Greek gods. Kusadasi awaits us next. Now, right there at the port, you've got literally a miniature version of the Grand Bazaar. There's so much great shopping right there. But head on over to Ephesus and learn all about the amazing history behind that, that ancient city. Now we have an overnight in Istanbul to enjoy. Istanbul, of course, major city in Turkey that straddles Europe and Asia along the Bosphorus Strait. And you might want to take a trip along the River Bosphorus and explore the Grand Bazaar. There's some great negotiating and bartering to be doing in the Grand Bazaar for sure. Now we're going to disembark in the port for Athens, Piraeus, and you'll have 2 nights in an Athens hotel. Now Athens is known as the cradle of Western civilization. Of course, the architecture is world famous, including the Acropolis, where you've got the most amazing views over Athens. You've got the Temple of Zeus as well. Take a nice trolley tour around the back streets of old Athens. That's a really fun thing to do. But modern Athens itself offers you world-class shopping and lots of entertainment also on offer. What a whopper of an itinerary we have. Flying into Barcelona, of course, enjoying some days there before we head off on our adventure through Italy, incredible Greece, then into gorgeous Croatia, into Turkey, before we disembark, of course, in Athens and enjoy some days there before we fly you back to Sydney, Australia. Amazing.
And with most cruise lines, what is there a 21-night cruise would be 3 7-night itineraries. So this is really, really good. This is kind of like needle in a haystack kind of opportunity, really, in the cruising world, to see so much of this part of the world in one trip. And I know, you know, obviously to us here in Oz, it's very, very important that when we are taking those bigger trips, that we can make the most of that travel time, see as much as we can while we can. So this is crossing September into October in 2026. 27-night DreamAway package in the Mediterranean. So included is your flight from Sydney over to Barcelona in Spain, a 2-night hotel stay there, and then your 3 weeks of cruising with musical Holland America Line for laid-back luxury. Home from home, you'll be sailing and cruising through France and Italy and Greece and Croatia and Montenegro, an overnight in Istanbul in Turkey, and then ending in the port for Athens, where you'll enjoy a 2-night hotel stay there before your flight back to Sydney. Honestly, this is such a comprehensive itinerary. It is ridiculous. And there are very few of these around. You will love the home from home feel. Let's have a look at our price tag, because it won't be as much as you imagine it would be. Look at this. That's staggering, isn't it? I mean, listen, for anyone that knows their travel, you know that that's an immense price tag. Imagine if, just for a moment, let's just be ridiculously silly, and imagine that we were trying to curate a journey where you had to travel between each of those places that were on the itinerary. You know, the bus, the train, the plane, whatever it might be. Can you imagine how many confirmations and tickets? And it would just drive you crazy just trying to organise it. And it would take a lot longer than 3 weeks to actually take that cruise in terms of travel. It's crazy. Here's the upgrades, by the way, while you're on board, because bear in mind that we are cruising for 3 weeks, 21 nights on this cruise. We've got the bookend stays, if you like, so 2 nights in Barcelona before you cruise, 2 nights in Athens after you cruise. The flights are all sorted in that price tag for you as well. I mean, I think you could pay, well, I know that you could pay a heck of a lot more to do a heck of a lot less. So I think this is a really lovely itinerary. It's only really cruise lines like Holland America that kind of go for these bigger, braver, bolder itineraries. In such relaxed surroundings as well. I think you'll really, really love it. And listen, if you want to know more, just call our team right now, 1300 408 765. It's an absolute dream. It's an absolute deal as well, isn't it, Jo?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you know, you've travelled the world for many, many years. You know that's a great price.
Yeah, it's fantastic for what you're getting. And again, such a well-established, well-versed cruise line when it comes to these longer itineraries, as you mentioned before. I think you're going to love it.
Oh, completely and utterly. Call us now, 1300 408 765. Remember, it's toll free to call us as well. Right, we have one final Mediterranean dalliance for this show, and it's an all-inclusive cruise with Princess Cruises, and our 16-night dream away is called Med Magic. And it sure is. It starts on the 30th of September, and we're flying from Sydney once again over to the cruising capital of Spain, Barcelona. And we're going to enjoy 3 nights in a hotel for this trip, which is
wonderful,
extra special. Now, there are a couple of hop-on, hop-off bus tours that you can use to get you easily around the hotspots of Barcelona.
Yeah.
And that's well worth doing it, because even the journey on the bus, honestly, you see the most spectacular fountains, buildings, architecture everywhere. You've got to take it all in, haven't you?
Oh, and this is the great thing about being on a bus as well, being on the top deck. You will see a lot of those incredible, finishings to the buildings. The buildings in Barcelona are any architecture lover's dream.
Yeah.
Then it's time for us to cruise on board the brand new Star Princess. She's sister to the Sun, and she hasn't even been launched yet. So the beauty of this is you're going to be exploring and enjoying the most innovative, vibrant, weeks-old member of the Princess fleet.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be on one of the first few cruises for this one, which is brilliant. You've got 11 nights to enjoy. And listen, if Star Princess is anything like her sister Sun Princess, that some of you might know, who is already out there, oh my word, you are in for a treat, because this is Princess as you know it, plus. Princess 2.0, and we recently visited the Sun Princess. We did,
didn't we?
Yeah.
And I have to say, I was blown away by the Sphere, this dynamic entertainment venue that they have on board this new class of ship, which changes all at once to a theatre show venue, and also somewhere you can relax during the day. There's lots of different things on offer on board, and I loved how spacious it felt walking around Sun. You've no end of places to sit and relax and enjoy and indulge. Lots of little, infinity pools dotted around the ship as well, which make it feel so luxurious. It's kind of got that Bondi Beach chic to it. The interior spaces as well, the restaurants, it just felt more relaxed. The flow and energy of the design was immaculate.
Yes, and that's the other thing, because this is a larger ship for Princess as well, but because everything flows and emanates out of a central piazza really, really nicely, you're not spending days or days and days trying to navigate the ship. Where is everything?
Yeah.
It's all beautifully set out for you as well. So a star is born.
And there's a wraparound promenade,
yes,
which is very unusual to see on a vessel.
Absolutely.
So here's where we're going. We're off to Marseille first, which is your gateway to Provence. You can go on a cheese and wine tour. You can enjoy, go to the Sabon, the soap. They're known for the Sabon, the soap. You can learn about that, the Sabon factory. We're into Civitavecchia for Rome next. Now, if you've been to Rome, if you want to take a relaxing day, actually the city of Civitavecchia itself is very charming. You can just hang out there and grab a coffee and grab lunch, or head to the beach easily as well. Then we're into Naples, and this is old Naples, where you can go and visit the first ever pizzeria, because that's where pizza is from. There's also the Catacomb to enjoy there, but there's the island of Capri, which is amazing. You can head that by hydrofoil. Messina's next, and Messina, of course, is down in southern Italy, is a lovely place to take in Mount Etna, but Taormina itself is a gorgeous and enchanting town, not too far away. Speak to your shore excursions team about booking excursions for those ports. Cartagena is next in Spain, down in the south region, which is an amazing Roman city. But you can also head out and do some horse riding while you're there if that's your thing. And the Andalusia Horse Ranch, that's something I've done and I absolutely loved it. Then we're on into Gibraltar, the Rock of Gibraltar as it's known, where you've got to go and see the world famous apes that live on the rock. Just secure all your belongings when you do it. That's our advice. Dolphin safari also is a great thing to do whilst you're there. There's good dolphin and whale watching. We're back into Barcelona for your flight home to Sydney, Australia. Now, I love the contrast of relaxing ports and also ancient history on offer on this itinerary. You've got a little bit of everything, which is wonderful. Of course, starting off in Barcelona with a couple of days there, heading through France, Italy, Sicily, Spain and Gibraltar before you disembark in Barcelona and we fly you back.
Yes, you lucky, lucky people. And if you're going up the Rock of Gibraltar, take a couple of apples with you and you'll win the apes round, no problem whatsoever. They are fabulously friendly when you have food for them. Anyway, listen, right, let's get you booked up for this magical trip then around the Med for September. Your 16-night package is your flight from Sydney over to Barcelona, 3 nights there in a hotel, and then your 11-night cruise, one of the very first cruises on the brand new Star Princess, cruising Spain, France, Italy and Gibraltar. And did we mention that this is an inclusive cruise? So we have also included Princess Plus. Now that's a big plus, let me tell you, because that means for the whole of this cruise you have a full premium drinks package included. You have Wi-Fi for a device included. You have extra fitness classes included. More dining included. And there's so much more as well, like premium desserts and room service without extra delivery charges, all sorts of other things as well, all sorts of good stuff. The cruise ends in Barcelona. We then transfer you back to the airport for your flight back to Sydney. No way. No way have we done it for this price. Look at this. No way. That's with Princess Plus included as well. I tell you what, hats off. If I had a hat right now, I would take it off to our team for managing to do that inclusive on the cruise as well, with all the flights and the stay in Barcelona. That's crazy. Just jump on this straight away. It will sell out really, really quickly. I don't know how long we can hold this price tag, and that is just immense. In terms of value for money, it is ridiculous. Here's the overview and the upgrade prices for you. The ocean view and the balcony prices and the suite prices, but in my eyes, having the Princess Plus there as part of your offer, that's an upgrade in itself, majorly, majorly, majorly. For the price tag you have on your screen, I would say rush to the phones and call us now, 1300 408 765. Remember, when you call us, it is a free number. You've got 3 nights in Barcelona as part of that trip as well, which is ridiculous, and 11 nights of inclusive cruising with premium drinks included, unlimited Wi-Fi, which is satellite Wi-Fi as well, so it's really, really swift and quick. Unlimited juice bar, premium desserts, which is a new innovation from Princess, and they are massive and beautiful. You've got to try them. They're now included as part of your Princess Plus. Casual dining venues, you've got those included as well. Ocean Now delivery and room service. Ocean Now delivery delivers food and drink to the spot you are on the ship because you wear this little medallion chip coin. So you get your deliveries without extra charges for those deliveries, and same for your room service to your stateroom as well. That's included in your cruise. Ridiculous. Call us right now. I don't know how our team do it. Honestly, I have no idea whatsoever. Well, I do actually. 1, they're award winning, and 2, they've been doing it for over 25 years. They're getting quite good at it now, aren't they?
We're just finding our feet.
Yes.
No, we do all the legwork, so you don't have to do anything. You don't have to lift a finger.
No.
Once you put that deposit down and you've locked it into place, of course, we found everything from your stay through to the cruise, through to all the little elements that you'd have to think of yourself. So get booking.
Absolutely. Come back and see us soon as we cruise away again. Take care.
Ciao for now.